So let's start at chapter number 8 with Guru Pranam mantra. Then we'll go to chapter 8 and we'll see Goloka chart today. Goloka also, Goloka chart also today. Okay. So let's start. Om Ajnanam Timirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Thapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yupapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhavaitam Sadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Cha नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So today chapter number 8. Okay, so the teachings will be based on the His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Our Srila Prabhupada, upon whose teaching this Bhagavad Gita we are reading. He has simplified this Bhagavad Gita for us. So we are giving our humble full obeisances unto his feet so that we can read this chapter nicely. Okay. So the name is Akshar Brahma Yoga. Okay. So this is the summary. So let's read the summary of all 7 chapters and
Hare Krishna.
Devotees, please wait. Prabhuji will log in soon.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji, my voice is good or is it Hare Krishna?
Proper, Prabhuji, proper.
Proper, no? Okay. So till what we have read, Mataji?
This one going on, Prabhuji. Like you had just
We should start the summary. Okay.
yes from the beginning.
So let's start the summary. Then we will go.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay, if my voice is not audible, let me know. I will switch off the video. Maybe today's data connection is not good. So let's start. Okay, so chapter 1. So we have read that faith is required to study the Bhagavad Gita, and then we are observing the army by 3 people, that is Duryodhana, Arjuna, and Dhritarashtra. Okay, signal is bad because of rains. Then the lamenting and compassion, and Arjuna was not telling that I won't fight. Okay, then importance of Guru. Okay, then the knowledge about the jiva and the soul, and how to control the mind and senses, and how to be a self-realized souls. And after that, the renunciation concept of renunciation comes, and then Arjuna asked which is good, work is good, action is good, or renunciation is good. And then we have read the yoga letter also, that is chapter number 3, that is karma yoga. Then in the chapter number 4, that is transcendental knowledge, then we glorify the jnana and the process of transcendental knowledge, and same confusion continue. What is better, action or renunciation? Then again, this question was asked in chapter number 5. So Krishna gave the answer: work in devotion is better than the renunciation of the work. And how to purify our body, mind, and senses without any desire. Okay. And the mind, about the mind, we have read in the chapter number 6. That is, mind is a friend or enemy. So both mind can be a friend, a mind can be an enemy based on how we utilize the mind. And then Ashtanga yoga, and it is a success or failure. So Arjuna was saying, no, it is very difficult for me because difficult to control the mind. Okay, and the greatest of the yogi, that in the 6th chapter, the end, we have seen the greatest of the yogi. And from there, the chapter number 7, that is Bhakti started. From chapter number 7 to 12, the Bhakti went. So in the 7, hearing from him. So we were hearing about him, then seeing him everywhere. Then 4 types of people who accept, and 4 types of people who accept, and then best of the men. So what are the 4 types of? So let's start the class with what are the 4 types of people who accept Krishna, and then what are the 4 types of people who reject Krishna. Just for the voice is breaking in between. Okay, so what are the 4 types of people who accept Krishna? Pious people accept. Okay, what are the 4 types of people? Pious is the artha, artha, jigyasu, jnani, and who reject duskritam, duskritam. What are the 4 types of people who reject Krishna? Muda. Yeah. Then Muda. One is Muda. Second, Naradhama. Yes, Naradhama. Then Muda. One. So in one go, all the answers came. Muda, Naradhama, Maya, Parita Jnana, and Ashuram Bhava Ashrita. Yes, this is the correct answer. So all four in one go. Okay. I think I should switch off my video. Yeah, let's start. So let's start chapter number 8. Okay, so chapter number 8 is attaining the supreme. Okay, and this chapter will tell us how to live life, art of living, as well as art of leaving this body. Okay, so how to leave this body. So this chapter's mnemonic is dead. Okay, how to leave this body. So this chapter will tell you how to leave this body and attain the supreme. So chapter title is attaining the supreme, and the topics will be doubt, end of life, attaining the supreme, and the devotion. These four topics will be there, and the mnemonic is dead. Okay. So Arjuna's doubt. So Arjuna started this chapter with the 8 questions we have read in the 7th chapter. The last verse, the verse contain many terms, and Arjuna is starting the chapter number 8 from those 8 terms. Okay, so what are the terms? So first is what is Brahman. Okay, second is what is Adhyatma, Karma, Adi Bhuta, Adi Deva, Adi Yajna, and where whoever he is, where does he resides, where does he live, Adi Yajna, and how can those engaged in devotional service know Krishna at the time of death? So how to remember Krishna at the time of death? So these 8 questions are there. Okay. So let's try to see the answers. So I've written all the answers here. Okay. So Brahman, the indestructible soul is called the soul. Okay. So Brahman, one Brahman is there. One is Param Brahman. Param Brahman is Krishna. Okay. And Brahman, we are the Brahman. So we are the indestructible soul. It's called Brahman here. Okay. And Adhyatma. What is the Adhyatma? So Adhya of Atma means the nature of Atma is called Adhyatma. So what is Adhyatma? The nature of Atma. What is the nature of Atma? To serve Lord. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Okay. So we are servant of Krishna. This soul is part and parcel of Krishna. So this soul is servant of Krishna. So our Adhyatma is to serve Krishna. So to serve Lord is our nature. The natural instinct of our soul is to serve Krishna. So our Adhyatma is to serve Krishna. So this is the second question. Third is karma. What is karma? The reactions that forces soul to take material body. So the karma, whether it's a bad karma, whether it's good karma, whether it's a pap karma, whether it is a punya karma, it will force us to take the material body. So that is called karma. Okay. Adi Bhuta. What is the meaning of Adi Bhuta? This material nature, this prakriti is called Adi Bhuta. Is the voice breaking too much, Mataji? Hare Krishna. No. Okay. It's fine. It's okay. Okay. So let's continue. Okay. Maybe some network problem for your side, Mataji. Okay. So all others are the other side voice is clear, Mataji. So maybe your side some problem is there. My side also.
Voice is proper, Prabhuji, no problem.
Okay, okay. So what is Adi Bhuta? The material nature, the prakriti that is created, maintained, and destroyed. That is called Adi Bhuta. Okay. Then Adi Deva. Adi means Pura. Adi means the old Adi Deva. Who is the Adi Deva? Universal form of the Lord is called the Adi Deva. Okay. Sarvaloke Maheshwara. Krishna is the Sarvaloke Maheshwara. He is the Maliki, the king of Sarvaloka. And he is called the Adi Devata. And Adi Yagna, who is the to whom this yagna is dedicated. So Adi Yagna is Krishna, okay, as the super soul of all the sacrifices. So all the sacrifices are dedicated to Krishna. So he is called Adi Yagna, okay. Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam. So he is the enjoyer, Bhoktaram of all the yagna, okay, and Tapasam. So all the yag tapa, all the he is the Bhokta to Krishna. and he presides in everyone's heart as Isvara Sarva Bhutana. Okay, so as a Paramatma is presiding in everybody's heart. So these are the questions, these are the answers given to Arjuna's questions. Okay, let's see each one. So Brahman is the indestructible and eternally existing and refers to the living entity. So Brahman is referring to the living entity here. But beyond the Brahman, there is a Param Brahman, refers to the Supreme Lord. So there is Param Brahman also, that is Supreme Lord. And we have read about Supreme Lord, there are three forms, three forms are there. So one is the partial realization, three realizations are there, two partial realizations are there. So first is the Brahman realization, at light, as a light, as energy, people are thinking that is God is only light. Then second is the Paramatma realization. Then everybody's heart, the Lord is sitting as Paramatma form. And the third is the Bhagwan. Full realization is the Bhagwan form. Okay, where we consider God as a person, and from where this light is coming, this Brahman effulgence is there. Okay, so remember these three stages of realization. So these are the stages of realization. So what is the Adhyatma? The Adhyatma is the nature. Okay, the nature of soul is called Adhyatma, Adhyava Atma. Okay, so that is called Adhyatma. Soul, body, and mind of the living being. And body is death, and soul is eternal. Okay, so we can see here, soul is represented here. Okay, what is karma? Material consciousness, Jiva's nature to lord over material nature. So material consciousness is that we should lord over the material nature. Okay, so Jiva's consciousness is that, and according to that we do the various karma, and according to the various karma we get the various body. So how we get the various body and all things is described in this chapter, because this chapter is art of leaving this body. Okay, that's how we end up with Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi cycle. So we have the nature of the lording over of the material nature, then we will take birth again and again. So we will be in the Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi cycle. Okay. Emerging manifestation, the physical nature is constantly changing. Okay, material body stage, but maintain, produces some byproduct, dwindle, and they vanish. This physical nature is called Adibhuta. So Adibhuta is physical nature, and there are 6 stages. Everything is going to be end. Okay, so everything is this material nature is ever changing. So every time is changing. Okay, it is not like that. One constant thing is there. Okay, so only constant thing in the you will see is only one thing. What is the one thing you will see that is not changing? Other everything, whatever thing other than the it is changing. That thing is not changing. The one thing that is not changing is this one. So okay. The soul is not changing. The Brahman is not changing here. Okay, so first question was who is Brahman? Okay, so the Brahman is not changing. Other than that, everything is changing. Okay, everything is ever changing. So you have the first word is ever changing material manifestation. Okay, this physical nature is constantly changing. So this is constantly changing. Okay. Then the last question of Arjuna. Daily spiritual destination at the time of death. So how does it at the time of death? Okay, so this is the question. So you can see here. Who is he? Who is he? Who is he? Bhishma. Okay, Bhishma Pitama. Okay, so let's see how he was dying and all. So let's see. Okay. Hearing is important, but practical application is most important. Only then it will be possible to remember the Lord constantly. So we should remember the Lord constantly. So let's see the answer. Then we'll hearing, chanting, and remembering of the Lord. So there are 9 processes of remembering the Lord. Okay. This is a practical. We come back to it. Let's see. These sloka, then we'll come back to those so that we can understand. Okay, remembering Krishna at the time of death. So let's see the sloka. Chamameva smaran mukta va kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam yati nasti asamsaya. Saying antakale cha mameva. Antakale is the last time. Okay, mameva. So smaran muktva kalevaram. So remembering Krishna with muktva kalevaram. Kalevaram is body. So leaving this body at the time of death, remembering Krishna. Okay. Ya prayati samadbhavam. Okay, and one thing is what? Mam eva. What is eva? Eva means only. So antakale cha mam eva smaran. So remembering Krishna only at the time of death. Okay, then ya prayati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samsaya. So if, let's read the translation, and whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attain my nature, of this there is no doubt. So Krishna, Arjuna's question was how to remember Krishna at the time of death. So Krishna is giving why to remember Krishna at the time of death. So Krishna is saying that if you remember me at the time of death, then at once you will attain my nature and there is no doubt. So Krishna is saying atra samsaya, there is nasti atra samsaya, so there is no doubt in this. Okay, so Krishna is saying there is no doubt. So there is one story there. I will tell you that story also. This is called the second chance. Okay, this story, famous story of Ajamila. So Ajamila, let's understand the story, then we'll discuss what is the meaning of those sloka. Okay, so there is story of Ajamila. So Ajamila was a great devotee of Lord. Okay, but he was doing his devotional service very nicely. But one time when he went to while collecting flowers for the deity worship, then he saw a woman and a man in an uncompromising position. And while seeing those things, and he came back to home and he was contemplating on those positions only, those uncompromising position in which the man and the woman were there in the jungle. He was contemplating on that. So while contemplating, he was so engrossed in that he he went to that woman and married to that woman. Okay, so he has already married one woman before, and he was a nice husband. So he has a nice wife also, but then again also he married another woman. Okay, and then gradually he started to have many children with that woman. Okay, and he had a previous wife, and he was living with that woman only. Okay, so he was living with that woman only. So gradually what happened, that he started, so he had too many children with that woman. Okay, and the last child was at the age of 80. So you can imagine that last child at the age of 80. So he was so lusty, he became so lusty, so that his last child was at the age of 80. Okay, a little louder, I'll tell. So last child was at the age of 80. So he became so lusty, and he was doing so many kind of sinful activity. Started doing so many sinful activity for the family. Okay, so what happened? But due to grace, God's grace, because he was a great devotee of God, Lord in the earlier life. So he named the last son as the Narayana, and he was very attached to the last son. He was very attached to the Narayana. Okay, so what happened? Then the time of his death came. Okay, and when the time of his death came, then the Yamaduta came, and while seeing that Yamaduta, he was so frightened that he called his younger son Narayana. Okay, like that he called. So when he called that Narayana, then Lord Vishnu thought that, okay, this is my older devotee. He must have remembered me. So he immediately sent his Vishnu Duta, and Vishnu Duta came there. And then you can see in this picture, this Yam Duta and Vishnu Duta fighting. Okay, so who will take this soul? Who will take this soul? So they were fighting, and there were many arguments why this soul should belong to Yam Duta, why this soul belong to Vishnu Duta. So that there were many fighting. And then while fighting, there were no conclusions, so both left. Okay, so now after this, this fellow, Ajamila, has got some consciousness that what I was doing, what I was doing, this is so many sinful activity I was doing, and I was so great devotee. And one thing, one uncompromising side had changed my thinking, changed my world. So at once he left his family, at once he left his property and went to Haridwar and started day and night Hari Bhajan. Okay, so day and night he started Kirtan, day and night he started doing Hari Bhajan. And at the time of death, this you can see next time when the death came, the Vishnu Dutta only came and they took him with him. Okay, so this story is called second chance. Okay, so because he was a great devotee of Lord, so the last time I was saying the devotional service is continuation of the past devotional life. So past devotional life you continue from there only. If you haven't done any devotional service, there is no chance of doing devotional service. Okay, maybe you start little and then you will grow. But only when you have done in the previous life some devotional service, then only you can start devotional service here. Okay, so this was the thing. So this is the story of Ajamila, second chance. Okay, so if we are also engaged in devotional service, so many devotional service we are doing. Now we are starting our devotional life, and sometimes what happens, there is uncompromising positions are there. So at that time, very less uncompromising positions were there, the uncompromising scenes were there. But now, if you see, everywhere it is there. Okay, so it is very difficult nowadays to do bhakti. Okay, so what is the solution? To have association of the devotees. Okay, this is the solution. To read Bhagavad Gita daily, to chant, to read Bhagavad Gita daily, to have prasadam as a diet. Okay, then only we will be able to. Then only we will be able to maintain our life. Okay, because so many uncompromising positions are there, so many uncompromising scenes are there. If you go out, there are so many things are there. So you can they can deviate you. So okay, so like this. So this is the story of Ajamila. One deviation and his life is destroyed. Okay, his bhakti life is destroyed. So like that. Okay. So next sloka. So on what basis does soul get second chance? Is on which the soul gets second chance. So Krishna is saying, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajati antakalevaram tam tam evati kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitah. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. So whatever state of being one is remembering at the time of putting his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain or fail. So at the time of death, whatever thinking you have, whatever consciousness you have, that that birth, that body you will take in the next life. So Bharat Maharaj story we have already read. Have we read Bharat Maharaj story? Just tell me once. If not, I will tell you the story. Have you read the Bharat Maharaj story? That how he became a deer? No, you haven't read. Yes or no? Some people are saying yes. Okay, I think yes. I remember we have read. Yeah. So at the time of death, he was remembering the baby deer. So he became a baby deer in the next life. So Krishna is saying, at the time of death, whatever thing you are remembering, that in the next life you will get that according to the body, according to that. So someone was asking, how do we get the body in the next life? So whatever thinking we have at the time of death, we will get the body in the next life for certain. Okay. So Krishna is very kind. Okay, Krishna is very kind. So we want to enjoy this material world. So he will give body according to that. So whatever thinking we have, according to that thinking, there are 84 lakh species are there. Okay, so 84 lakh species, he will choose the one which is best for us and he will give us according to the thinking we have at that time of that. Okay, so that is the thing. So so this is the thing. So let's now move to this. And then, so in this figure, we are seeing Bhishma Maharaj. Okay, so he is in Mrityusaya. Okay, and he is surrounded full of the devotees. Pandavas are there. Pandavas are great devotee. Even Lord Krishna is there. So he himself is present there. Bhishma is devotee of Lord Krishna. He is seeing the Lord Krishna, and here he is surrounded by the great devotee. The great devotees are there. They are glorifying Lord Krishna, and himself Krishna is present there. So, what do you think? What body Bhishma would have got? The answer is where Bhishma would have gone. Moksha, that is Krishna Loka. If we are remembering Krishna at the time of death, we go to Krishna Loka, that is Goloka. Okay, so answer is Goloka. So this is the kind of death we want. This is the ideal death we want. So that we remember Krishna at the time of death. We are surrounded by the devotee and we are remembering Krishna, and then we are leaving this body. So that type of death we want. This is the ideal death. This is the recommended death we should have. Okay. So the question is, we should remember Krishna at the time of death. Okay. How to remember Krishna at the time of death? So let's consider it as an exam. Okay. So at the end of life, we have to give this exam. All of us has to give this exam. Okay. This exam is that we should remember Krishna at the time of death. This is the exam. And whoever passes, the answer is pass or fail only. So whoever pass will go to the Goloka. Whoever fails will remain in this material world. So this is the answer. So if you want to pass the exam, what should you do? The answer is you should remember Krishna at the time of death. So question is there. Question is fixed. Only one question is there, that you should remember Krishna at the time of death. Exam is there. Okay. And question is fixed. That is, you should remember Krishna at the time of death. So imagine you have 1 month for the exam, and question is fixed. That this is the question. Okay, one question is fixed. So what you will do? You want to pass the exam anyhow. So what you will do? You will start preparing for that, doesn't it? Yes or no? You will start preparing. No? Yes, you will start preparing. Okay. So question, you have the fixed question you have. Okay. Fixed question is you have to remember Krishna at the time of death. And the practice also, the how to remember Krishna and all things also we are reading. Okay, the chanting, remembering, and glorifying Krishna. In this way, if we are doing, then what we are doing? We are preparing for this exam. So the difference. Now I'm telling the difference between the real exam and this exam. Now we know that the exam question is fixed. We know how to prepare. We know we should we know these two things. But one thing we don't know. One thing is that we don't know when is the exam. Do you know when is the exam? No one knows when is your exam. When is the exam date, we don't know. Do anyone know when there is exam date will be there? You know when is your exam? No one knows. Huh? Bhishma was very fortunate because he can decide when his exam date will be. Okay, but we are not that much fortunate. We are not that much fortunate. We don't know when the exam will be there. So, and we have this life. So maybe in the next 1 hour, our exam will be there. Maybe tomorrow exam is there. Maybe day after tomorrow is there. Maybe after 1 year, 1 month. Maybe after 10 months. Maybe after 10 years. Okay, we don't know when our exam is there. So in that condition, what we should do? We anyhow want to pass the exam. So what in that condition, what we should do? If anyone wants to fail the exam, there is no problem. But if anyone wants to pass the exam, then what he should do? Yeah. You can all write answer in the chat. This is chat
Right
box.
onwards, we have to start chanting.
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. So you should practice. You should start practicing. Since when? This is the point I was telling every day. From when we should start chanting, when we should start remembering, when we should start glorifying. From when? The answer is, all of you can write the answer. Many answer has already came. All of you should write the answer. When we should start preparing for this exam? When we should start? We don't know when the exam is there. So when we should start preparing? When? Okay. When? As soon as possible from now. We don't know. In the next 1 minute, what will happen? We don't know. So as early as possible, we should start preparing for the exam. So life lesson is this: life is preparation for the exam, and the death will be the exam. And the question is fixed that we should remember Krishna at the time of death. So this life is for the preparation. The whole life is for preparation. So we should start preparing. Okay. So this is the thing. So I think the concept we have. So this is the thing. Smaranam, Kirtanam, Sravanam. Actually, there are 9 devotional services practice. Smaranam means remembering Krishna. So we are chanting, we are remembering holy name, we are remembering Krishna. Okay, the Kirtanam, we are glorifying Krishna, glorifying his name, glorifying his quality. Okay, we are taking the Bhagavad Gita class, we are glorifying Krishna. And Sravanam, then Sravanam, hearing. Okay, Maharaj Parikshit is there. So he perfected his life by hearing for 7 days. So as soon as he knew that his life is going to be end in 7 days, what he started doing? What he started doing? He went to what is the name? Sukhdev Goswami, and for 7 days non-stop he was hearing about Krishna. He was his glory. He was hearing Bhagavatam. He was hearing, okay, because he knew that the only way to remember Krishna at the time of death is remembering, glorifying Krishna, listening about Krishna, Smranam, Kirtanam, and Stravanam about Krishna. Okay, so this is the best thing. So what is the perfection of life? Our perfection of life is when? What is the perfection of life? This is the art of living. So what is the art of living? What is the perfection of life? Perfection of life we knew at the time of death. So what is the perfection of life? All of you can answer. What is the perfection of life? What is that perfection of life we are talking about? That perfection is remembering Krishna at the time of death. So every day, every time, if we are remembering Krishna, then only we will be able to remember Krishna at the time of death. Okay. Second chance we have read this. We have read how to remember Krishna. Practice sadhana throughout life. So we have to practice sadhana throughout life, and even one single deviation can deviate us from practice of devotion. So what we should do? We should be in constant association of the proper devotee, so that we do not deviate from our life. Okay, even a great devotee like Azamila can deviate from the devotional life. We can also deviate. So we should be always in the association with devotee. We should always listen to the devotee. Okay, live a pure life. So without a pure life, practicing sadhana is very, very difficult. If you don't have the pure life, if there is no purity in the life, then practicing sadhana is very, very difficult. Okay, so cultivate purity in your life. How to cultivate the purity? There are many processes. Actually, there are 4 dharma principles. Okay, there are 4 regulative principles. From that this purity comes. Okay, so for the I will be talking about those anytime later, but first thing is start chanting. So if you are chanting, then gradually what will happen? Gradually you will become spiritually strengthened. So spiritual strength will come, then only you will be able to follow all the things. So start remembering Krishna, start chanting. From when? From now. Okay, so live a pure life. So if you are living a pure life, so start chanting. Gradually you will have spiritual strength. Then you will be able to follow all the 4 regulative principles. Then you will be able to gradually progress in the devotional life. So first point, first thing, and my only request, first request and only request throughout these 18 chapters will be 18 days will be to start chanting at least 1 round. Okay, at least 1 round you should start chanting. So if you are chanting, then your devotional life will start from there. So my only request from the first chapter to the end of the last chapter is to start chanting. Okay, so you can see one person who is too much exposure doing, then he became a tree in the next life. One person is sleeping too much, so he is becoming bear in the next life. One person is eating meat, so he became a tiger next life. One person is a Madhira Sevan, Madhira Sevan, then he become a pig in the next life. So you can see whatever desire you have, too much desire of you have in the life, then according to that you will get the body. Okay. Arjuna started thinking, it is better for me is to quit this world. Okay, so he was thinking that it's better for me is to quit the world. So he was thinking like this, but Krishna told him, so always think of me. And do your duties. So how is saying? Let's see. Tasmat sarvesu kalesu mamanusmara yuttha mayarpito mano buddhir mam evaishva samshayaha. So Krishna is saying tasmat sarvesu kalesu. Therefore, sarvesu kalesu, every time, okay, Mam Anusmara, think of me, and Yuddhacha, and do your Yuddha also. That is your duty also, your prescribed duty of fighting also do, and always remember me also. So when Sarvesu Kalesu means always, okay, Sarvesu Kalesu, Mam Anusmara, always remember me in the form of Krishna, and do your Yuddha, that is your prescribed duty. So whatever prescribed duty you have, you do your prescribed duty. It's not like that you should die, you should leave this body, you should go to the jungle, not like that. Whatever duty you have, your prescribed duty, you should do your prescribed duty, as well as always remember me. Okay, so that is the thing. So always think of me as well as do your duty. Mam Anusmara and Yuddha. Cha means and. Okay, so Mam Anusmara and Yuddha. So both you have to do. Okay. Maya arpito mano buddhi. So you arpit me, mano and buddhi. So arpit intelligence and mind. So fix your mind and intelligence upon me, and this way you will attain me. Mam yashi ashamshaya. So without doubt you will attain me in this way. Okay. So let's read the translation. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting with your activity dedicated to me, and your mind and fixed on me. You will attain me. So many people are thinking, okay, so life, perfection of life is to remember Krishna at the time of death. So what we will do, we'll go to the Haridwar, like Arjuna was saying, we'll go to Haridwar, we'll go to a jungle, we'll go to Himalaya, and what we'll do, we'll sit there and we remember Krishna only. Okay, so in that way, what will happen? We will remember Krishna at the time of death. No, that is not thing, because you cannot control the mind. Mind is very chanchal, chanchalahi mana Krishna. You cannot control the mind. If your mind is empty, if your mind is sitting just idle, then you won't be able to control the mind. Okay, so that is very difficult. Okay, so what to do? Do your duty, your prescribed duty. So what is the prescribed duty? So some person was asking me, what is the prescribed duty? So what is the prescribed duty? Prescribed duty is your duty, which is according to Shastra. It is not opposite to the Shastra. Okay, your duty, whatever duty you are doing in the daily life, and that is if according to the Shastra, that is not violating the law of the Shastra, and you are doing it while remembering Krishna, that is called your prescribed duty. So whatever thing you are doing, dedicate the result to Krishna, okay, and that is your prescribed duty. So you should always do your prescribed duty as well as remember Krishna, because you will have to do some work, otherwise your mind cannot sit idle. So engage your mind and intelligence to Krishna and do your prescribed duty, and then in this way what will happen? You dedicate the fruit of the work to me, you fix your intelligence and mind me, and then surely will attain me without a doubt. Okay. Always think of me. We give service in the childhood. Yes, so now you read that if you have any child in your family, you should cultivate this thinking in them. Okay, that they should devotional life. They should start from now only. Okay, so let's chant with me once. Okay, I'm unmuting all. So let's chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare.
Okay, so let's move forward. Practice Bhakti Yoga. So how to practice Bhakti Yoga? You think Yogena Yuktena Cheta Sanyaka Yati Partha Nuchintayan. Okay, so he who meditates on me as Supreme Personality of God, Abhyas Yogena Yuktena. So Abhyas Yogena Yuktena na Anyagamina means Cheta is intelligence. Intelligence should not go anywhere else. Okay, Paramam Purusham Divyam. So Krishna, we should remember Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, okay, and our intention should not go anywhere else. So Abhyas Yogena Yuktena. So this is the word Abhyas. What is the meaning of Abhyasa? Abhyasa, practice. Okay, so we should practice the Krishna consciousness daily. Practice means repeating the same thing again and again, so that it becomes our nature. Okay, so this is the thing. Practice, we should practice. So we should do daily chanting, okay? Chanting, remembering, thinking about Krishna, glorifying Krishna. This should become our practice daily, so that at the end of life also, this should become our spontaneous nature to glorify Krishna. Remember Krishna at the time of death. That become our spontaneous nature. So that is the thing. Okay. So one who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me. So you should do your duty. So whoever is Brahmana, who is your Kshatriya, who is Sudra, they should continuously, they should duty, their duty as well as they should remember Krishna. Okay. And Abhyasa. So Abhyas Yogena Yuktena. So this is Ratnakada, who transformed into Valmiki by chanting, he is remembering Krishna. So see the transformation. Okay. So how to attain love? Two things are Anusmara and Abhyasa. Anusmara means always remember Krishna. Satatam. Okay. Satatam. You should always remember Krishna. Anusmara. Okay. And Abhyasa. And simply fixing the mind in Krishna and chanting Krishna. So fix your mind in Krishna and chant Hare Krishna. So practice this thing. Abhyasa. Daily. Okay. How to cultivate this? Okay, so now the question is how to cultivate this. So let's read about Krishna, then we will be able to cultivate this. Okay. Kavim Puranam Manushashitaram Manoraniyam Shamanushmaretya Sharvasya Dhataram Machintarupam Madetya Varanam Tamasha Parastar. So remember Krishna as Kavim. Kavim means the person who knows all the things. Okay. Puranam, the oldest person. Okay. Anushashitam. Anushashitam means the one who is controlling all the things. Anor Aniyam, smaller than the atoms. Okay. Some. Anusmaretya. So like this you will remember. Okay. And Sarvasya Dhataram. So he is controller, he is the maintainer of everything. Achintya, he is inconceivable. We cannot think about him. Okay. Rupam, he is a person. Okay. Aditya Varnam, how is his Varnam? How is a luminous like a sun? Okay, he is luminous like a sun. And Tamsa Parastar. So so in this way we should remember Krishna. Okay, so let's read the translation. One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as one who knows everything, as he who is the oldest, the controller, who is the smaller than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, and who is always a person. He is luminous like a sun, and he is transcendental beyond material nature. So if we remember Krishna in this form, then gradually we will be able to cultivate this knowledge. Okay. Bhakti Yoga purchases Krishna. Ananya Chetasa Satatam Yomam Smrati Nityasa Tasyaham Sulabha Patha Nitya Yuktasya Yogina. For one who always remember me without deviation, I obtain because of this constant engagement in devotional service. So if we are doing Ananya Bhakti, Ananya Bhakti means constant without deviation. Okay. So without deviation, we are doing is the bhakti, and then the Lord is Sulabha for us. Sulabha means very easy to obtain. Okay. If you are doing Satatam, Satatam means continuous daily. So words are there. Bhakti without deviation, without anything added. Okay. Ananya Bhakti. Eternal, without deviation. So we should do this. Ananya Bhakti Satatam. Okay. Sulabha. So he is very Sulabha if you are doing these things. I become easy to obtain. Okay. A Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punar Avartino Arjuna Mam Upedya Konteya Punar Janmana Pittate. A Brahma Bhuvana Loka. So up to the Brahma Loka. up to the Brahmaloka. So below the Brahmaloka, there are many planetary systems. We'll read the Goloka chart and we'll see that up to the Brahmaloka, Punar Avartino Arjuna. So all are coming and going, coming and going. Okay. So all are like place of misery only. Okay. Mam Upeteya to Kaunteya. So, but one who attains me, Punar Janmana Vidyate. So one who attains me, he doesn't come back to this Punarjanma, he do not take this Punarjanma. So let's read the translation. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest planets. What is the highest planet? That is called Brahmaloka. Okay. To the lowest planet, all are the places of misery within the repeated birth and death take place, wherein repeated birth and take place. So up to Brahmaloka also. So Brahma is also taking birth and death. Okay. So up to the Brahmaloka, all places are place of misery, birth and death taking place. But one who attains my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. So beyond this Brahmaloka, there is one place also. That is the place of Krishna. If we go there, then we won't come back again here. Okay, so one who attains the lok of Krishna, we won't come back again. Okay. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from the studying of Veda, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, and activity. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end, he reaches supreme eternal abode. So it is not like that end only you will attain Krishna. In the lifetime also, you won't be bereft of all these knowledge. So there's nothing like you won't be have a peace, you won't be have bliss in this life. So if you are doing bhakti, if you are doing devotional service, you will be happy, you will feel the eternal bliss in this life as well as after this life also. So the manjil, the aim, the good, bliss, and the path, okay, the safari is also bliss. Okay, so both things are bliss. So the path as well as the goal, both are bliss only. So Krishna is saying the path is also bliss and the goal is also bliss. Okay. So this is the Goloka chart. We will be explaining this Goloka chart. So Krishna is God, he is a person. He is exams in the form. We should maintain this form. So Krishna is saying how to meditate. So he has given, okay, Kavim on the thing. So this is the last slide, story of Sudama. Okay. So let's know about the story. So Krishna and Sudama were very good friends. So from the childhood only, they were very friends. So they were reading in the Sandipan Muni. Both Guru were Sandipan Muni. So they were in the Sandipan Muni ashram. So they were there and they were studying. So one question was there. So Sandipan Muni asked the question to the Sudama, and Sudama didn't answer. He was not knowing the answer. Then he asked the question to Krishna. So Krishna was knowing, but he didn't tell because Sudama hadn't tell. So both of them didn't tell. So they were given the work of collecting the wood from the jungle. Okay, so they went to the jungle. So for collecting the wood. Okay, so while they were going, there is a hurricane, the tufan like thing is there. Okay, and they took shelter of a tree. So Sudama was sitting in the tree, and Krishna was sitting at the top. Okay, and they have some chana. Chana is what is called gram. Okay, so gram, fried grams were there. So they were taken. They have taken so that when they will go to the jungle, they will eat there. So they were sitting. So Krishna was sitting above, and Sudama was sitting below. And Sudama was very hungry. So what he did, he ate all the grams. Okay, and he didn't give anything to Krishna. So in the later life, you see, Sudama became very poor. So these things reciprocate. So how we reciprocate with Krishna, that reciprocation comes back. Okay. So whatever we eat now, the learning is whatever we eat, first we should offer to Krishna, then only we should eat. Okay. Okay. So this is the last slide. Let's all chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Ram, Ram.
Okay.
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Okay, I hope you have understood the chapter. So let's If you have any question, you can raise the hand, and then we'll start the Goloka chart. I will search for the Goloka chart, and then I will open, and we'll together we'll read the Goloka chart. Yeah, I got. So if you have any question, you can write in the chat box. Okay, so my screen visible. So this is the Goloka chart. So what is Brahmaloka? What is the Goloka? What are those? What is our position? What is Swargaloka and what is Padaloka? All things as explained is Goloka chart. So very interesting. So I'll take 5 minutes of you so that you can understand this Goloka chart and all your doubts about this is over. Okay. So let's try to understand. So in this Goloka chart, you can see there are 4 types of worlds are there. So this is called Goloka Vrindavan. Okay. Okay. So this is Goloka Vrindavan. Okay. We are saying Goloka, Goloka, Goloka. So this is the Goloka Vrindavan. And this is called the Haridham. Okay. This is Haridham or Vaikuntha Dham. So 2 dhams is there. Then the third is Mahesh Dham. That is Shankar. Shivji's Dham. Okay. Shankarji Dham or Shivji Dham. This is Mahesh Dham. And then at the last it is the Devi Dham. Devi Dham is the Devi, Devi Loka. Okay, so this is Durga Devi. Durga Devi is Maya Devi. Okay, so this is Maya Devi, this is the material world. So 4 dhamas are there. So we'll start from here. The spiritual world, and this is the material world. So in between we'll start from here, then we'll try to understand. Okay, so this was what I was telling. So this is the spiritual world, this is the material world. Okay, so in between we'll start, I was telling you. So between the spiritual and material world there is Brahma Jyoti. So there is Jyoti coming from the Lord. So this is called Brahma Jyoti. So impersonal Brahman, impersonal people who are worshipping the Brahman form, they are worshipping this Brahma Jyoti. Okay, and in between the Brahma Jyoti, from here this material will start. So it will start with the Mahesh Dham. So here you can see Braja river is there, that is called Karna Ocean. Okay, so Karna Ocean is there. In the Karna Ocean, there is one Vishnu form that is called Karna Dakshaya Vishnu. So he is lying in the Karna Dakshaya Vishnu. Okay, so Karna Dakshaya Vishnu is lying in the Karna Dakshaya. Okay, and from the ocean, you can, from this his body, many ball-like particles are coming out. Okay, so these many balls-like particle is coming out from his body. Okay. This is called this material world. This is called Mahatattva, and from Mahatattva, this material world is arise. Okay, so Mahatattva is there. So how the life is coming to this Mahatattva? So by the glance of on the Rama Devi through Sambhu, this material world will come into conception. So this Mahatattva will annihilate, and again it will have life like that. It will annihilate and it will come into life again, annihilate and come into life again. So we are saying, so when it is unmanifested form, then manifested form, then again unmanifested form, we used to say that. Okay, so when the living entity is unmanifested form, they are in the form of Mahatattva, and when they are manifested, they manifest due to the glance of Vishnu, the Rama Devi, through the Sambhu. Okay, that is Shankarji. Okay, so this Mahatattva is there. Okay, the Mahatattva is there. This is the from which the material universe will come. So let's cut this one ball and see what is inside in that. Okay, so this is inside in that. So you can see the layers. Okay, this material is formed with the layers. So you can see Mahatattva is there, false ego is there, and 5 elements are there: ether, air, fire, water, and earth. So these are the elements of this this material world. Okay, And in this material world, one more ocean is there, that is called Garbhodakshaya ocean. So in the Garbhodakshaya ocean, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu there. So he's lying, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is lying. And from the navel of the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, that is Pankaj Navi, one Kamal, one lotus, and on the top of the lotus flower, Brahmaji is there. So Brahmaji is taking birth in the lotus flower from the navel of the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And now the Brahmaji will take all the 14 planetary systems in the stem of this lotus. Okay, so all the 14 planetary systems are mentioned there. So let's zoom and see. So Brahmaji is making Satyaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, Maharloka, Svarloka, Bhuvarloka, Bhuloka. So these 7 planetary systems, the Bhuloka is our Earth. Okay, so where the human being and other mortals are there. Okay, and above this are the 6 planetary system, and Satyaloka is the place where Brahmaji is living. And you can see the 5th number is Svargaloka. So this is the Svargaloka where the demigods are living. Okay, so demigods are there in the Svargaloka. Okay, so one Dhurvaloka is also there. So the Maharaj Dhurva has got a planet that is called Dhurvaloka. So it is there. Okay, and below the earth there are 7 planetary system more. So Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. So there are 7 planetary system below the earth also. Okay, so and then there is Narakloka. Okay, and the Narakloka is 28 hell systems. So 28 hellish planet systems are there. That is called Narakloka. So there are 14 planetary systems. Below that is Narakloka. Okay. So Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, till 2 Vishnu we have read. One is Karnadakshaya Vishnu here above, and the below you go in the Garbhodakshaya ocean, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is lying. And now again, again one incarnation is there, that is called expansion is there, that is called Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So third expansion is Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Kshirodakshaya Vishnu is taking the form of Paramatma, residing in every atom as a form of Paramatma. Okay, so with Atma he is residing. So he is looking, he is like surveillance system of Atma. Okay, so he is looking after every Atma. So this is the material world. Controlled by the Maya Devi. You can see here Maya Devi. Okay, this is Maya Devi. Okay, Maya Devi is Durga Devi. So this is also called Devi Dham. Okay, and if you go above this, then this is called Haridham. This now sky, spiritual world is starting. Okay, so this is Haridham or Vaikuntha planet. So Vaikuntha planet is like the official place from where all the managing activities is there. So Krishna in the form of 400 form will be there, and he will be he will be maintaining all the universe. So he is a strictly disciplined planet. Okay, so here you can see, if you can see here, this is Vaikuntha planet. So you can see here all the 400 Vishnu forms are there, and Garuda is there, Vairaga is there, Aishwarya is there, all things are there. So this is like Vaikuntha planet is like managerial place, okay, from where all things are being managed. Okay, so above this, if you are moving, then will come the Ayodhya. So Ayodhya is also there. So in the 15th chapter you will read. So similar to this world, there is a spiritual world also. This world is reflection of the spiritual world. So whatever places, the Dhamma places are there. Also in the world also, you can see Ayodhya Dham is there, and after Ayodhya Dham there is Goloka. Okay, so this is the Goloka thing. Okay, so the Goloka Vrindavan. So Goloka Vrindavan is there in the spiritual world. So material reflection. So you can see Mathura also, Jagannath, Puri also, Dwarika also. So these dham are here also. Okay, and you can see in the middle. So this is like Vaikuntha, Goloka. Vaikuntha is like official place. So Krishna is very strict there. Okay, and this like home place. He will be doing all the leelas, doing all the natkat leela in the home only. Okay, so you can see all the leelas. So you can see Radha is there, Krishna is there, Ashtasakhis are there like Lalita, Vishaka, and you can see petals. Their leelas are going on. So many leelas are there. Okay, so this is the thing. So, material world. Okay, so this is the thing. And how to go from the material to one one string is there which is coming from this. This Bhuvaloka, Earth Loka is there, and then one string is there which is coming. Okay, so let's trace this string. This is coming on this way. This is coming on this way. This way going through Vaikuntha planet. Vaikuntha planet is going through like this. This and it is going. The string is going to the Loka. So what is that string? Let's enlarge the string and see what is that string. So let's see what is the string. What is in the string? Let me enlarge some space so that we can see what is in the string. So what is in the string? Can you tell me what is in the string? Can you see what is in the string? What is in the string? Can you see? Yeah, what is in the string? So we can go from the Bhuvaloka to the Goloka. Okay. Okay, so let's, if anyone is having question, let's read the question. What about untimely death? If a person is engaged in Krishna consciousness throughout life, but you if you are doing service, if you are doing Krishna service, if you are remembering Krishna at the time of untimely death also, then you will attain Krishna, because at the time of death, if you are attaining Krishna, if you are taking Krishna's name, if you are remembering Krishna, that life you will attain after this. So even if you are untimely death, you are remembering Krishna, then you will attain Krishna Loka. Okay. In the beginning, Brahman is the soul and Paramatma is also soul, as you mentioned, both are indestructible. In the beginning, Brahman is the soul and Paramatma is also soul. Paramatma is super soul. Brahman is there and Parabrahman is there. Parabrahman is the super soul, that is Krishna. The soul is Brahman. Okay. So many Krishna, there's Bhagavad Gita many times it is Brahman is called as the realization of the God also. Sometimes it is called as Brahman as the soul also. Okay, so depends on the context. Okay. So Abho Hilam, even such sinful person or even, whereas Driga did a small mistake and he was punished as a result. So that is karma. Some people are doing punya karma. Okay, so karma is very difficult. So whenever we are doing punya karma, it is very difficult. Intrinsity of karma is very difficult. When we have read, intrinsity of karma is very, very difficult. Okay, so while we are doing karma, our intention is of doing punya karma, then we end up doing papa karma also. So we cannot control that. Intrinsity of action is very, very important. Okay, so thinking, our thinking should be Krishna. So that is the thing. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask. Related to chapter, if you have any question. Yeah. Krishna is himself choosing this devotee. Is it true? Krishna knows everything. Okay, who is choosing, who is not choosing, but we are we have given this freedom. Okay, so like you are doing this class, some people will be watching cinema, while some people will be watching movie. So we have a freedom. Okay, according to the freedom we choose what where we should go. So Krishna is choosing. We are also, we are given the freedom, so we are also choosing. Krishna knows everything. Ultimately, if you think that Krishna is knowing everything, okay, when this person will come to me, when how this person will come to me, everything Krishna is knowing. But we have been given a freedom. We should utilize the freedom. Okay, so that is the thing.
Aradhya Mataji, please unmute. Aradhya Mataji. Aradhya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for
Hare Krishna.
extremely making this session nice with the Goloka chart. I have a little query like the three particular swar and the bhoor and
Yeah, that is the
bhuvar.
color, no, Mataji. Last time
Yeah,
also you
yeah.
asked, right?
Sorry, Hare Krishna,
Ah,
Prabhuji.
yes, Mataji. Last time also you asked, but
Yeah.
I think I will need somewhere to read because
Okay, okay,
that I
Prabhuji. No
haven't
issue.
read about why this. I think that I think it is related to something related to partial annihilation. Okay, so I think it is related to something related to partial annihilation. I will read somewhere, then only I can tell Mataji.
Hare
It is
Krishna. Sorry,
something related to
Prabhuji.
partial annihilation. Yes, Mataji.
Sorry, extremely sorry for asking the
Yeah,
same
your voice I
question.
can remember,
Oh,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Whose name is it? Something, some different name
No,
is
no,
there,
it's
no,
my
Mataji.
daughter's name only, Prabhuji. Generally, they
Okay,
are doing
okay.
this online courses, so
Yes, yes.
somehow could not rename. Hare Krishna. Sorry, sorry.
Yes, yes.
Hare.
No, I can remember your voice, Mataji. One question is there. How to read Bhagavad Gita daily and how much time does it take in hours? Okay. So the thing is, how to read after the class you can read, or when you go to level 2, then 2 days will be there, 5 day time you'll have, then you can read one chapter fully in those 5 days, and you can ask in that. So in the second level, you will get proper time. You will get the detail. Will read the chapters in detail, and you will get also the time also according to that. So in the second level, you can read the chapters nicely because it's back to back 18 sessions. So many people won't get that time to read also, to understand also. So whatever thing we are telling you, whatever practices, you just start the practices, just start the chanting, so that gradual purification start from you, and then gradually you will able to understand Bhagavad Gita. So in the level 1 you won't get too much time probably. So in the level 2, try to try to do the all pages and get the certificate. So the level 2 qualification, for going to level 2 qualification is at least you should chant once, one round and daily, and one is at least you should complete the 18-day speech and you should have the certificate. Then you will be able to go to level 2, and then you will get proper time, and then you will be able to read Bhagavad Gita with us, and then you can develop those qualities. So first is start chanting and start doing the pages. These two things are very, very important. Okay, how much time will does it take in hours? So depends on you. One sloka you can read daily, one chapter you can read daily, or one page you can read daily. But some parts you should read for now. Some parts you should read daily. Okay, so it will take time, but it is a gradual process. It's not like that you will read Bhagavad Gita and you will just understand all the things in one go. Gradually, it is a gradual process. Okay, association is also important. So if you're associating devotee, then reading, then gradually you will be able to understand. Okay. Then one question more is that how the person go to Goloka, which one is utmost, and what are the preparation and quality you should have, which is Krishna was telling. Okay, that the person chapter only. So how the person go to Goloka? So what is the answer? You can all tell me, because we have already discussed how the person will go to Goloka. What is the answer? What is the answer? How the person can attain Goloka? You can all tell me in the chat box. Okay. Easy. Yeah, already chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We already know the time of death. If we are remembering Krishna, then we are attending Krishna. Okay. So to remember Krishna at the time of death is to practice whole life. You have to practice. Start practicing. That is the thing. What are the preparation? What are the qualities? So we'll know gradually what are the qualities, what are the preparation, what are the qualities. Krishna whole chapter Davik and Asuric gun are there. Okay, so these two qualities are there. So we'll read those qualities later. So what are the quality one should acquire to attain Krishna? So all those things we'll be reading. Okay, but for now it is important that to attain Krishna in the next life we should remember Krishna at the time of death. Okay, and for remembering Krishna at the time of death, we should remember Krishna at all time. Okay. Any confusion you have? Many people who are confused. Okay. How can one remember Krishna at that time? If one has done many sinful activity whole life, can he remember Krishna at the time of death? So many people will have this confusion. So if you have any confusion, ask. Do not keep your confusion with you. You should ask the confusion. Okay. So if you have any confusion, you can raise the hand and ask. I think no one is having any confusion. Hare Krishna Mataji. Shri Vidya Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I think
There is no question.
no
There is
chanting,
question,
no
ma'am.
more questions.
Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow. Yes. So chapter number 9 we'll meet
Yes,
tomorrow.
Prabhuji.
Chapter number 9. Yeah. So I'm unmuting everyone. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Thank
you for the class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.